was supposed to be gone, but here we are, and I am on her still. Does that mean she's not for sale? No. That means I almost sold her, and some really fucked up shit happened because of the people who came to buy the bike. And right now, I'm gonna tell you all about that fucked up shit. Because, man, was it was one of the more interesting situations I've ever found myself in. Like, really, really fucked up situations. So, I put it up on Facebook, and the Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist. And I put it up on one of the, like the little, like the New Hampshire, like, yard sale groups, right? So I put it up there. The next day, this was this past Tuesday, I had a girl hit me up, and she was like, "Hey, is the bike still for sale?" I said yes. It was a very normal conversation, nothing out of the ordinary. She's like, "Okay, when can I come and look at it?" And I was like, "Well, I'm at work right now. If you want to come tomorrow at 7, that'll work perfect." So she's like, "All right, I'll be there at 7 tomorrow, give my address, whatever, blah, 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 we're all done." Next day I wake up, and I get a text from the front office supervisor at my hotel, and she's like, "Hey, so-and-so called out for the PM shift. I'm trying to find coverage, but I don't know if I'm going to. I don't know if I'm going to be able to." So I was supposed to be in that day on Wednesday at 10, leave at 6, get home about 7, which is why I told her to come over at 7. Well, so I end up having to come in at 3 instead of 10. So I hit up the girl on Facebook Messenger. I was like, "Hey, so-and-so called out at my work. This is what happened. I have to go in at 3. Is there any way you can come over at like 11? You can check out the bike then, and we can figure out what you want to do." She's like, "Yeah, that works fine." So I'm like, "All right, perfect." So she, I get her and her boyfriend and her boyfriend's dad come over. From the get-go, when they get out of the car, they just look a little rough. But I'm like, whatever, I'm not going to judge. Like, it is what it is. If they got the money for the bike, I don't really give a shit. So they check out the bike, they look at it, they liked it. The girl's boyfriend rode it around the circle in front of my house. Her dad, her boyfriend's dad, took it for a spin, and they're all like, "Yeah, this is a really cool little bike." And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't want to sell it, but shit happens, right?" So the guy was like, "Look, I can give you $2,600 cash." Now, I have it listed for 3, which I don't expect to get full 3, just because, I mean, the bike retails for $3,300 new, and it's a 14, but I got a shit ton of stuff on it, so I put up 3 expecting to get no less than 28. So I was like, "Look, man, I can't take 26. I won't go under 28. He's like, "Okay." He's like, "Well, I mean, I can get the other 200 right now and bring it to you." Now, the problem is, I need a check. I have, my bank is Navy Federal. There are no branches up here for us to go to. So if I get $2,800 cash, I can't really do anything with it to, like, pay off the loan on the bike, or have it in my account or anything, unless I give $2,800 to, like, a relative of my wife's down in Rhode Island, or a buddy, and they give me a check for $2,800, which I don't, not that I don't trust anybody, I just don't want to have to inconvenience somebody else to have to do that, you know? So I told him, "Look, I need a check to explain the situation." And he's like, "Okay, well, I mean, I'd have to transfer money over to the account that has my, that I have the checks for, and could you wait until about 2 o'clock and I could come back with the check?" And I'm like, "I gotta leave work. I gotta leave at work to go to work at 1, man. I can't." I was like, "How about I'll take it offline, and you can bring me a check tomorrow at 7, and we'll call it square." And he was like, "All right, that works." So we set up 7 o'clock. He was gonna come over, hand me the check. I'd do the mobile deposit. With Navy Federal, it usually takes about 10 minutes. I'd get the email saying it's approved. Once it's approved, I'd take off my plate. He takes the bike, does whatever he wants with it. Obviously do a bill of sale and whatnot. And then I would just send him the title, or hit him up whenever the title came in, and they could come and grab the title. Boom, boom, done, right? So they leave at about, I would say, probably 11:45. So it's 12:30 now. I am in my living room, about to get up, go upstairs to grab a shirt to iron so I can go hop on the bike and ride to work. My dog jumps on the back of the couch, starts growling, and I hear a door shut out front. So I turn around and look out. There are a total of 6 New Hampshire state troopers in my driveway. There's one, my BMW was pulled out front of the garage because I was just going to go outside, hop on and go. So that's right out front of the garage. There's an unmarked Dodge Caravan in front of the, God, something is on my fucking nose. An unmarked Dodge Caravan in front of my bike, like blocking it in. There's a actual, like, I guess like a New Hampshire State Trooper Tahoe in the middle of the driveway, so nobody can get in. And then there is a an unmarked Ford Explorer in the street. And then there are 3 New Hampshire State Trooper cars along the row of parking for the different units where I live. And I go, what the fuck is going on? So as I'm looking, I see one of the guys get out. The guy get out of the Tahoe or Suburban, and he points at my house and goes, "Yeah, that's the house right there." And I'm like, "Yo, what the fuck is going on?" So I didn't have my dogs flipping out and freaking out whenever they rang the doorbell and knocked on the door. I just hopped up, walked downstairs, and walked outside. And the guy's immediately like, "Oh, sir, do you have any weapons on you? Blah blah blah. Any weapons in the house?" I'm like, "No." And he's like, "Mind if I pat you down?" I was like, "No, man, knock yourself out." So pats me down or whatnot. I had my vape in my left pocket, right? He feels it and he goes, "What's that?" And I was like, "It's just a vape." I was like, "You can take it out." He took it out. He's looking at it. He's like, "This thing looks like a little bomb." I was like, No, it's not a bomb. I promise it's not a bomb." So he pulls it out and he has my phone, he has my wallet, and he's looking at me. He's like, "All right, yeah, I mean," he was like, "You seem fine." He was like, "So, anybody else here?" And I was like, "No." Well, what's going on? And he was like, "Okay, so you had any company over here today?" And I was like, "No, not really. I'm not even gonna bother waving. I'm on this fucking Honda ground. Nobody's gonna fucking pay attention to me." I was like, "No, no one's here." And he was like, "Did you have any company today?" And I was like, I mean, I had a couple people come over to take a look at my bike that I'm selling that's right there in the garage. He was like, "Okay." He was like, "You know these people?" I was like, "No, not at all." And he was like, "All right." He was like, "Come over here and show me the bike." I'm like, "Okay." So I'm showing him the bike, and he just starts asking me all these questions about the people. He's like, "Do you know these people?" I'm like, "No, like I've never met them before in my life." He's like, "Well, how'd they know about the bike?" I was like, "I posted it on Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, and a couple different places." He's like, "All right, so tell me about how everything happened." I'm like, "They came over, they parked in the driveway. I took the bike out to clean it up before they got here, so when they got here they could check it out, and it looked good." And he was like, "Okay, so when they got here, what happened?" I was like, got out, took a look at the bike, asked me what had been done to it, asked me how many miles and whatnot, and then I was like, the dad, or the girl that I had been talking to, her boyfriend was here. He rode the bike just like around the circle, got back and was like, "Wow, this thing's really cool." His dad hopped on, rode around the circle. They both really liked it, and he was like, "Well, why didn't you sell it?" I was like, "Well, they offered me, they were going to give me cash what I wanted for it, but unfortunately, I bank with Navy Federal. I don't have a check. I don't have a branch nearby. Blah 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 blah." I told him I needed a check, and then because I have a lien on it, so I need to pay it off. I was like, so I basically was just going to get the check deposit, pay it off. He was going to take the bike without the plates. Blah 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 blah. And he was like, "Okay." He's like, "They go inside at all?" And he asked me if I like the conversation. He was like, you have their number?" And I was like, "No, I mean, it was all through Facebook Messenger." And I have my phone up and I'm showing him the conversation, just like everything that was said. And he's like, "All right, so while I'm holding the phone and like I'm standing right next to him, and like just the sheer adrenaline rush of seeing 6 state troopers outside of my house randomly pointing at my fucking house, I guess like my hand was kind of shaking, and he put his hand on my shoulder and was like, "Man, you're fine. You haven't done anything. You got nothing to worry about. We just got to follow up on something because the people that were over here got into a little bit of trouble, and this was their last known whereabouts." I'm like, I mean, I know I didn't do anything. I'm just kind of startled because I didn't expect to look outside and see you guys. And he was like, no, that's understandable, it's fine. He's like, but just don't worry, nobody's here for you, you haven't done anything, we just need to ask you some questions and figure out what these people were doing. I was like, okay. So the more and more we talk, I'm starting to realize kind of what's going down. Whenever the people got there to take a look at the bike, the son gets out, they're looking at it, and I noticed that their rear passenger side taillight was hanging out of the car. And he looked at it and said, Dad, the damn light fell out again. So his dad goes, God damn it, pops it back in. So I guarantee you what happened is, they leave, taillight pops out, they get pulled over for it. Oh, little do they know, there's a whole bunch of heroin in the car, and that brings us to where we are now. So basically, at the end of the day, the guy had me take a screenshot of everything, all the messages, sent them over to him. I was like, yeah, man, not a problem. That's how you know you get the wave from like big scooters when you're on the ground. Yeah, I took screenshots of the whole conversation, sent them over to him. I was like, look, anything you guys need, just like, I'm willing to do whatever you guys need. Like, I don't have anything to hide. Help out your investigation. You need something, just let me know. If there's anything more I can do, just shoot me an email. So he then I'm in there, I'm talking to the supervisor, dude. There's two younger guys, two younger stadies, and they're almost in like fucking like Air Force fucking jumpsuits for like pilots, like shit you see like Tom Cruise and Top Gun in. And the kid, he walks in there, he's probably like 24, 25, and he sees the drone. He's like, oh shit, is that a drone? While I'm talking to the supervisor, he's like, how is that thing? And the supervisor, he looks up, he's like, hey man, I just got like 2 more questions. Can you just let me ask him the questions before you start talking about the toys? And he was like, my bad. But yeah, I shot the shit with him a little bit, and I mean, at the end of the whole conversation, the other guys left. I was with the supervisor I was talking to, and who was clearly the guy that was over everyone, the guy that was driving the Dodge Caravan, and talked to those two, and he was like, look, here's the deal. If you want to sell your bike to them, it's completely legal. You can sell it to them if you want. That's completely up to you. There's no issues with that. He was like, I just want to let you know, this stays between us 3, but the gentleman that was going to give you the check, I wouldn't count on him being here tomorrow at 7. He was like, so if the girl and the dad, they want to come over, they want to do the transaction, that's fine. There's no issue with that. We're completely fine with it. There's nothing to worry about if you're comfortable with it. But that guy's, he's probably not going to be here. And I'm like, okay, I'm getting what you're saying. The best part was, they'd asked me about the GoPro on the front of the helmet hanging up, and the drone, and all the camera equipment. And I was like, oh yeah, I have a YouTube channel. He's like, oh, what do you do? And I'm sitting here like, no. I don't want you to know. But they're like, oh, that's really cool. Yeah, I bet that's really cool. And so after we were done, they were kind of like huddling up, talking, which is the thumbnail of this video. But they were kind of huddled up talking in the middle of the driveway. I snapped a quick picture, but then I took my GoPro out and just sat it on the ground and started recording. So then I did that before I was talking to the 2 guys, the 2 supervisors, about the situation. And the supervisor I was talking to the whole time, he looks up and he goes, you recording us over there? I was like, yeah. He was like, for what? And I was like, oh, for the YouTube channel. This is going to be a great story to tell about the dangers of selling shit online. And he was like, oh, okay. He's like, well, you just do me a favor and please not put that in. Because, I mean, we're not just regular cops. We're part of the drug unit, so we kind of like not having anyone know what we look like. And I was like, hey, don't even worry about it, man. I won't put anything in there. You're fine. Nothing to worry about at all. He's like, okay. He's like, I really appreciate that. Because, I mean, obviously, I could put it in there if I want. But, you know, these guys have a job to do. And if I could potentially put these guys in harm's way by posting a video with a part where you could fucking see their face in, that's not cool. So, I'm going to refrain from doing so. But, with that being said, the Grom is for sale. It's still for sale. So, yeah, that was one of the most nerve-wracking, weird times of my life. But it was funny. I was telling the guy, I was like, you know what? The funny part about all this is, an hour ago, I'm sitting on my couch watching all the videos of these fucking entitled assholes refusing to give ID because it's their right. They don't have to. Am I being detained? Am I being detained? I was like, and I'm sitting on my couch yelling, just show them your fucking ID, asshole. The guy was like, man, I fucking hate those guys. But like I said, Grom is still for sale, obviously, because I'm still riding it. And hit me up, ZJMotoVlogs@gmail.com, if you are interested in the bike and you live in the New England area. And that's all I got for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this ridiculous story. But yeah, I will see you on the next one, peeps. Have a good one.